unity, a costume that flaunts the boldness, pride, and is deeply rooted in tradition. Wrapped in the black dignified fabric, she embodies the strength and the resilience of Garo people. On her back, she is wearing ramen, a symbol of our hunting heritage. It's a shield that protects against the rains and the winds. The sun mask represents the divine light and blessings of mopin as donning the sunnies and showering bountiful harvest, which is the heart of mopin's celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you the unempty one, Cherry Garden!
During the grand festival of mopin, she is honored with prayers and offerings of focus, dispute, and hope. In return, she brings prosperity, intellect, and wisdom upon all. The whole she carries symbolize fertility and a bountiful harvest, and the promise of abundance. And a mopin color, pure and radiant, signifies peace and purity, reflecting the divine grace she bestows upon her people. She is Jibiana, the goddess of wisdom, prosperity, and harmony. People of pasighat, she is elected to Moga Mundir.
Tonight she wears the Garo traditional attire with a modern touch, symbolizing that while she embraces modernity, she remains deeply connected to her roots. Her culture and tradition are the traits that weave her identity, reminding her that progress does not mean forgetting where she comes from. In honoring our heritage, she celebrates the harmony between the past and the present. For when she loses her roots, we lose a part of ourselves. This attire is not just fabric, it is a history, pride, and the essence of who she is. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring to you an until tree, we go pageant!
Inspired by the birds of our age, symbolizing freedom and grace. Around her head, delicate bird elements and the little stain proudly, representing its deep significance in the mopin festival and culture. Wrapped in a customized Garo color, her own design, every detail refers a tale of culture, nature, and creativity. Tonight, she brings it all to life. Ladies and gentlemen, she is MMU for
Tonight she stands in the traditional attire of Garo tribe of Arunachal Pradesh. She embodies cultural richness and deep-rooted tradition. Her ensemble crafted for the mopin festival honors the goddess Anna Mopin. A white red around the skirt symbolizing purity and prosperity, intricately beaded jewelry, and the metallic embellishments, and an elaborate sunshine structure behind her, adorned with golden sticks and delicate flowers, as tribute to the life-giving sun and the fertile land, celebrating the harmony between the nature and the mankind. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your unamplified idea!
This costume represents a woman who embodies both traditional values and a modern outlook. The sacred white fabric symbolizes peace and prosperity, reflecting the purity at the heart of culture. Every accessory is worn to honor our ancestors and seek the blessings of Anna Mopin, the revered Mopin goddess. The shimmering rice powder is a sacred offering, inviting a grace to bring abundance. By pouring the basket eagle of blessing, known as I Agam Tulik Nam, we share happiness and prosperity with all. This attire is a tribute to our heritage, a celebration of faith and a wish for collective well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, she is MMB6 Lily Gay!
Is inspired by a mopin mythological character, the butterfly, and reflects the cultural heritage of our tribe. It symbolizes the famous song Popular Dagnu. The term popular refers to a white butterfly which is seen during the harvest, representing purity, transformation, and abundance. It embodies prosperity and harmony, celebrating the spiritual significance of the Mopin Festival. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your MMQ7 Korea Leader!
Symbolizes Anna Mopin, representing the fusion of tradition and fantasy, blending her cultural heritage with elegance of butterfly wings. The wings attached on her back symbolize transformation, grace, and freedom, complementing her traditional beauty. The wings will announce her presence, making her look like a mystical embodiment of a tradition and nature wonder. Ladies and gentlemen, she is MMQ8 Gay
where culture meets the rhythm of nature through the sacred act of harvesting. And now we witness her as she steps forward to harvest the crop, a sacred act that lies at the heart of the Mopin Festival. With each stroke of the sickle, she embodies the true harmony with nature. Through this performance, we honor the spirit of mopin, a festival that strengthens the bond between the mankind and the nature. This tradition reminds us that prosperity comes through unity and the respect we bear for the nature. Ladies and gentlemen, this is showcasing an MQ9 Gazoo Father!
Prosperity and grace, with a sacred Doli polo sign on her head, radiating wisdom. A semicircular wing unfolds rich Galo heritage, depicting the vibrant mopin celebration and the unity of tradition. Born on her chest, the star rests close to her heart, a symbol of feminine resilience and strength. As she unveils it, she showcases the power of a woman, one who nurtures, protects, and leads with both grace and courage. She is mopin honor. People of pasighat, she is MQ10 Katarina.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about the Pahar Kheti, or hill farming, also known as June cultivation, a farming practice that has passed on from our ancestors. As we celebrate mopin, a festival of harvest, she is here to showcase a traditional farming method called amhinnam. In this practice, we use a stick to stroke holes in the soil and seeds to be sown or taken out from a husak, a traditional Galo bag. Dressed in the beautiful mopin gala and adorned with traditional ornaments, she proudly embodies the rich culture and heritage of our people. So let's celebrate this tradition together and bring it to life. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your MQ11 Father Lobes.
Tonight she is wearing a stunning blend of tradition, elegance, and grace, celebrating the rich cultural heritage of mopin. Dressed in pristine white symbolizes purity and prosperity. On the head she holds arunachal, filled with sacred crystal reflecting abundance and unity. At the back she is carrying the striking doli, embroidered in traditional cloth, symbol of strength and dignity. While Rupi holding opposite the Yusra orange rituals. White, rooted ornaments and traditional ornaments adorn on her body, with each holding great significance. It completes the fusion of our rich history and present and truly to celebrate the spirit of mopin beautifully. Ladies and gentlemen, she is MQ12 Martina Dini.
Is a stunning fusion of Galo traditional attire and modernity, celebrating the timeless beauty of heritage with a contemporary touch. It represents Anadoni, the revered sun goddess, embodying her radiant grace, strength, and wisdom. Just as Anadoni nurtures life with warmth and light, this attire reflects her divine essence, graceful femininity intertwined with unwavering resilience. Every element, this ensemble honors the deep-rooted tradition of the Galo community, reimagined with elegance and confidence, carrying forward the legacy of culture with pride and authenticity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your MMQ13 Lavina Channel.
Garnet and puffballs adorned with intricate beads and silver ornaments. The Galo bride embodies grace and tradition, but the robe extends beyond her wedding day. She balances the responsibilities of home and career with resilience. As a nurturer, she upholds cultural values, and as a modern woman, she pursues her ambition, proving that a Galo woman is both a guardian of heritage and a force of progress. Ladies and gentlemen, she is MMQ14, Cargo Lendo!
She wears a Galo traditional fusion gown, reimagining the descent of an mopin from the open to the earth. Her costume symbolizes the grace and power of the almighty goddess of fertility, moving out. Her robes represent the rice seeds she bestowed upon Abodani. With the roots of traditions and wings of modernity, she embodies the essence of the Mopin Festival. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your MMQ15 Topicado!
Gracefully embodies the traditional fishing of the ancient Galo community, honoring age-old techniques passed down through generations. The effortless voice, she waves through time shimmering water, each movement a testament to the remarkable skills of the women before her. In her hand, she carries a handcrafted fishing fruit, intricate design reflecting the wisdom of the land. She casts the golden glow, illuminating a serene expression, rich between tradition and modernity. Wrapped in cultural elegance, she moves with quiet strength, preserving heritage while embracing the living tribute to the resilience and grace of her ancestors. People of pasighat, she is MMQ16, Marta Montes!
The costume she is wearing tonight symbolizes goddess Anedoni. Anedoni is believed to be providing the warmth and light to the world and bring lives to all the living beings here. The sun represents truth, purity and righteousness. The rituals, the songs and the dances dedicated to Anedoni are performed during the festival. And most importantly here, we seek the guidance for the honesty and the justice. The sun rises in a small village called Dong Village in the Anjal district of our state, Arunachal Pradesh. And that's how our state is known as the land of the rising sun. She is Anedoni MMQ17 Rebecca